Hey, in the last 1 to 2 years, have you received any kind of promotion or a forward message or somewhere on social media, people talking about global courses? Do this global course, do that global course, go to London, go to US, go to Australia. It is worth it. It's worth all your lakhs of savings. Come on, let's pay 3 to 4 lakhs and do this course. If you come across these global courses and if you're having the fear of missing out on these global courses, guys, sir, should I do it? I'm doing my CA or CS or CMA and I feel like I'm just missing the bus, I'm behind. This video is for you. It's an awareness video as to whether you have to do this global course or not. As simple as that. Okay. Now, we are going to start off by asking, is it worth it? Every global course is worth it if it meets your career path and meets your career interest. Let me explain how. Okay. Now, before I explain whether you should pick a particular course or not, let me explain the type of courses that we have so it becomes much more easier later. There are two types of global courses, how I will classify. Some courses that you can do along with CA. That means even if you are not doing CA or doing CA, this course can be done because you don't have major exemptions for this except ACCA. So courses like CPA US, which is equal to the CA of US, CFA, CMA US, ACCA, all these courses you can do it independently. Of course, in a separate video we have line of videos lined up where in each video I'll explain about pros and cons of each course, but in this video we're going to do a broad discussion as to which course or even if these global courses are useful for you or not. So along with CA you can do multiple courses. I can even write course like actuarial valuation, etc. We are not discussing this over here. Things we can do post CA. After you have completed your CA, because you have learnt CA in Ind AS, which is nothing but your IFRS globally, so many countries in the last 5 years are welcoming Indian CAs to come and work over there. How we saw 20 years back a global export of software engineers. Now we are going to see in the next decade a global export of Indian accountants. So your opportunities is global. But what are these countries where you can go? Let me list a few countries over here. You can see Nepal, Qatar, Australia, Netherlands, New Zealand, Singapore, Afghanistan, Russia, Poland, Nigeria if you're interested, England, South Africa, Canada, UAE, and the list just keeps going on. If you have completed your CA, the entry is very simple. All you have to do on Google is type and search for ICAI MOU with foreign bodies, and the first link will take us to this page where you can see the multiple MOUs that ICAI has entered with all these countries. You can see over here Australia, New Zealand, then you can see MRA with CPA Australia, Maldives, Kuwait, other countries what I've missed over there. You can see Qatar, Kenya, you can see Tanzania. There are so many countries, but the entry for each country is different. Let me give a small example. I had done my CPA Australia. So each video I will talk about one or two courses. Today we are going to talk about how can I enter Singapore or CPA Australia after completing my CA. For example, after doing your CA, CPA Australia also has 3 levels and the third level is called professional, like our CA final, and in that they have about 9 papers. But if you finished your CA, you are directly allowed to write just one paper, which is your strategic management of CA Inter. So all you have to do is apply based on the MRA and write one exam, strategic management, that too MCQ basis plus written basis, combination of both, and it is also an open book exam. You can just take any book and go to the exam and write the exam and clear it. You will become a CPA Australia. Sir, what about Singapore? I want to be a CA of Singapore. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is, of course, clear CA, apply to be a CA in Singapore, and get a PR in Singapore and work there for 6 months. If you work in Singapore for 6 months as an Indian CA, you will become a CA of Singapore. No exam. Like this, how I explained two MOUs, Each of these MOUs, if you go through, has a different eligibility criteria, which we'll explain separately in next set of videos. Now my question is, sir, there are so many countries here that I can go to after finishing CA, or even while doing CA, there are so many courses like ACCA, CIMA, CMA, CFA, so many courses that is there. CMA US I was talking to, so many courses. Again, coming back to the same question, I have the fear of missing out. Is it really worth it? Very simple. Ask yourself, what are your career goals? By completing, for example, CPA Australia, am I going to have a value addition from India? Not much. Only if you wish to shift, sir, I want to shift to Australia, sir, or I have a plan, or my childhood dream was to settle down in Australia, or was to settle down in England, I want to go abroad, then these courses will help you if you want to go abroad and work over there. Or if an Australian company has an offshore unit in India, then the CPA Australia will add value. There are some companies in Chennai and India itself where they provide accounting and bookkeeping services for the Australian firms and companies. Then you can work over here. So you have to see, is it going to add value for your career? A lot of people just talk about ACCA, which I will talk in a separate video. But if you want to do ACCA or any other global course, don't do it because your neighbor uncle is doing it, or neighbor sister is doing it, or your friend told you, or because you got an Instagram promotion. That is a big no. Please don't do that and waste money. Research about the course. Do 3 things. Just ask 3 questions. First, talk to a senior who has completed that course. 1. Second, understand about the course in detail and all the career opportunities, what kind of work you will do if you complete this course. And lastly, look at the cost of doing that course and see if this course aligns with your career interest. Ask yourself all these questions. First, look at the cost. Look at your career interest. Is it a deviation, or is it a value add? For example, I am interested in share markets. I am interested in investment banking. Then a course like CFA will be a value add. Sir, I like forensic audit. Then a course like certified fraud examiner will be a value add. That is what I talk about, career interest. This is going to be a value add. Next, understand the course in detail. Look at the other career opportunities. What all jobs you will get if you do this course. And lastly, try to find a senior who has done this course. You can easily find them on LinkedIn. Send them a message and understand what value it gave to them, and does it have scope if you do it. So answer all these questions, do a bit of research, and then it's absolutely okay to try out all these courses if it's worth it or not. But just don't blindly go do a global course just because somebody told you do it, your career will be good. Do your research. When you're buying one jeans pant or a watch or a specs, you try 5 shops. When you're doing a global course, investing all the hard-earned money, do your research. If you like this video where we want to discuss more of these global courses, put in the comments about which course you want to discuss. We'll discuss in detail about each of these courses and make a separate playlist for this. Thank you. See you all in the next episode.